Hello. Yeah. Not having a good track record with YouTube, but that's out the window. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff has happened since my last few videos. Some good, some not so good, and I just kind of got sidetracked. So here we are, finally making a YouTube video. Now, I have stated so many times that I'm a wedding videographer. I talk about weddings, and I've never actually really shown any aspects of the wedding besides the footage itself of me taking of the couple, of any B-roll or anything like that. So that's about to change. What I mean by that is I'm going to do this kind of a two-part series. The first part is exploring my build of my main video camera for my weddings. How I rig up the camera, how I build the camera, all the ins and outs. Second part is I'm going to be vlogging my next wedding, which is in a couple days. I will try my best to do a full behind the scenes, me working the wedding along with my second shooter and another shooter that will be accompanying us. Not a third shooter, but he's more of a shadower. He's trying to learn more about weddings, trying to get into the wedding videography industry. That's going to be the second video that will be probably come up shortly after this video. But let's get into the first video, which is building this Sony FX2 to be our main video camera for the wedding. So, of course, the main piece of this whole puzzle, FX2. The Sony FX2, I've had it for a while, workhorse of a camera. This is really just my dream camera at this point. It's my A-cam for most of my stuff for clients. This is lovely. This is a lovely camera that Sony has put out. I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy this camera as much as let's say a FX3. I personally love this one. This is my favorite. Now, would I say I would take an FX3 over this? Depending on my situation, if I really needed full frame, if I needed 4K 60 uncropped. To me, I don't. All my lenses are APS-C, and I mainly shoot 4K 60 during weddings. And now I'm actually going to be shooting 4K 24, so I do need a full frame. I don't need it, but like it would be nice to take advantage of that full frame sensor. Because I am switching my style up for my weddings, shooting 4K 60, but also 4K 24. That full frame sensor I would like to utilize, so I have another lens that I pair with this along with my main lens, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. Stick around, this video is gonna be a little bit long, so hopefully it's not too much of your time, but yeah, if you wanna continue watching, let's dive in, I guess. Now we got that out of the way. Again, FX2, solid, love this. Of course, your usual battery. You can't use the camera without it, of course. SD card, I use a Per-Gear 256 or 258 CF Express Type A. That one's a solid one. I found it on Amazon. Solid. Hasn't failed me at all. I bought two of them, a 256 and a 160. I forget the numbers. They have a weird number. It's not your usual 128 or 256. So it might be a little like a 260 and a 160. I will figure that out. I haven't grabbed it. I totally forgot to grab that one. So since I don't need a full frame for the most part, because I use 4K 60 and 4K 60 on the FX2 is cropped. This is the Tamron 17-70. Right here, 17-70. APS-C lens, f2.8. It has its own lens stabilization that is built into it. It's weather sealed, 17-70, a good focal range for mostly everything. And it's an f2.8, so you can't really go wrong with this. This is my combination right here. So we have SD card, we have battery, we have lens. That's a bare bones setup for any videography business. Bare bones. You could really use just this to film weddings if you wanted to. The next addition to our setup is this right here. It's a Nato rail that attaches to your FX2. I bought the wrong size, but it still works, so I haven't exactly bought the exact one that mounts on the FX2 that's a bit longer than this, because this doesn't go all the way for it to mount. It looks like it does, but it doesn't. It's on there pretty steady. It doesn't need to. I would love to put 2 just because it secures it a little bit better. And this one's a little bit crooked. There we go. There, it just sits nicely on top. What this does is give us the opportunity to build it out just a little bit more. I don't have a cage for this. I don't see the use of a cage because I'm mounting everything that can be mounted just using this adapter right here. So the next thing is the top handle. This just slides on top like so, and you tighten it down, and it's just as easy as that, right there. Easy, nice little top handle that is able to do some low angle shots, but nice and secure. It doesn't wiggle. We are going to go with a monitor. I personally choose the FeelWorld S55 or something like that. FeelWorld monitor, it's cheap, it gets the job done. While looking at the Sony FX2's monitor, it is a lot smaller, and when you get a monitor, you can kind of see the big difference of nailing shots. Knowing if your automatic focus didn't hit as good as you'd want it to, this really does help, and it's cheap. I got it for around 100 to maybe 120 or so, but it's a good monitor, gets the job done. And to mount it, we just have a small rig swivel and tilt monitor mount that just use a cold shoe. We literally just have it here is where I want to attach it to. Just tighten it down, and easy as that. Perfect. And we mount the monitor, mounting it just like that. Now you have a nice little beginning setup. I have your typical NPF. This will last you, I think, almost the entire day. I've gone through a wedding, which is around, for me, 8 hours to 10 hours. Got me throughout the entire day, and doesn't add too much weight either. I usually shoot like this from chest height and get all the shots that I need. And if I do need to get lower, I have the top handle that I can use. So that's the first few setups. So let's attach it. And we just plug it in like so, turn it on. We have a monitor, lens, camera body, and the HDMI cable that connects them both. This is my main go-to setup, but we're gonna build it out just a little bit more. Next, I have a mic, a shotgun mic to be specific, the Rode NTG. I have had this for quite a while. Yeah, it's such a solid mic that it's worth the investment if you have nothing else to buy that you need just yet, and are willing to get a better, I guess, scratch audio, or sometimes main audio if things don't go as planned, or like you have failure with some equipment. This is just a good onboard mic that you can attach just like that. And it has really good audio levels from 1 till 15, I believe. And I'd much rather rely on this than changing audio levels on my camera. The audio is actually already open, so you don't need to open another bay. You just connect it right away. It's not too heavy for the entire wedding day that it's gonna destroy your forearm and your entire arm. You could definitely run and gun with this the entire day. Now, this is a bit of a preference, but it is a little bit heavier. Mounting your camera with a small rig V-mount battery plate that connects to the underside, the mounting point, 1/4 inch, and it just slides in, and you can place a V-mount battery on the back like so. And this is what it would look like, and it would place on your camera, and it would be like this. It definitely like 1.5 times is the weight, and it gets heavier. This will make a notable difference depending on the V-mount battery that you choose to go with. I personally don't want to use this with my camera just because I really much rather just shoot with this and exchange batteries here and there. Depending on my use case, if I know the wedding is going to take very long for the ceremony, I don't have time to switch batteries, yes, I will use it. But if it's a traditional Catholic wedding, Christian wedding, I don't really see a need case because I can find time to exchange batteries. I just make sure to have a fresh battery or at least 80% when the ceremony starts. I know that'll last me at least an hour. I'm not shooting the entire ceremony on it. All the other cameras that are on tripods will have V-mount batteries for them because they're running 24/7 during the ceremony. This is just getting the main clips that I need for the wedding film. I don't need it running 24/7, and the monitor is powered with the NPF anyway, so it's not draining more battery from it. And the NTG has its own internal battery, so it's not powering it either. This camera is powering itself and only itself. This is my setup. This is what I'm rocking with mainly now. So, recap. FX2, Sony original battery, per gear, a CF Express, Tamron 17-70, small rig Nato rail that attaches on the top, and then a Nato rail top handle that mounts on the Nato rail, swivel tilting monitor mount that attaches via cold shoe, a Rode NTG mic, and of course the field world monitor as well, lastly. Now I could get into more of like the audio and special lighting that's needed, but you know, this is just the setup. This is what I use. So first episode done, the second episode of the full BTS of my client's wedding that is coming up soon. Full BTS, I'm gonna be shooting with this right here. This is the DJI Action 5 Pro. I'm gonna be mounting it on my camera right here, somewhere here. I'm gonna mount it somewhere. And full BTS, hopefully the entire day, I'm hoping to record. Just whether I talk to the camera or not, whether it's just me interacting with people, the couple, whoever, I just want to give some insight on what the wedding day looks like because I never really delved into my weddings. I've shown you a couple clips, I've shown a couple, you know, videos here and there, but never really got into the full aspect of the wedding, which I'm going to do now. So, part 2, coming in a bit. Sweet. That's it. All right, bye.